How incredible does this look? Absolutely massive, absolutely amazing. This is the Demon Dodge Challenger by Primal RC. Alright guys, welcome back to the RC store. My name's Ammo. Check out what we got on the desk today. This box is absolutely enormous. You could probably barely see me. You really think I went to the United States of America and didn't pick one of these beasts up? You got me wrong. I sure did. Without further ado guys, let's get into unboxing. So first thing first, I just want to mention how big this box actually is. It is huge. Just check the size of it. It comes double boxed and the second box ain't no smaller. Right, I'm struggling here guys. I need to put this box on the floor and I'm going to get this unboxed. There, I just wanted to show you guys of how this comes packed. So I will quickly show you. 1 second, lift all these pieces up. So yes, as you can see, it's packed extremely well. Let's get this out of the box. Right, that was an absolute task. Mammoth of a mission to get all this out the box and spread across the desk. You're probably wondering to yourself, why have I got a blanket of foam here? Because this particular car comes wrapped in a blanket of foam. How incredible is that? So they actually think about the logistics, making sure the body doesn't get damaged. It's covered in this inch thick foam. Absolutely incredible. Get this out the way. And you have the car itself. And it's also bagged as well. We'll get more into this in a second. I want to give a huge shout out to Fearless RC, also known as Primal RC. There's a link in the description on where you can pick this up from. Also their website scrolling across the bottom here. Now you guys thought I went all the way to New York City and I didn't pick one of these up. This was a must. Now you guys probably won't realize how big these cars are until you see one in person. I've seen a few videos online and I thought, yeah, this thing looks incredible. But nah, when you see it in person, I promise you, your wanting one will go to needing one. Want and needs, two different things, and I needed one. You think I was going to come back without it? No way, not a chance. Right, let's go through absolutely everything this beast comes with. So it comes with loads of bits. Now this reminds me of when I brought my raminator. That came with loads of parts as well. Bearing in mind, this has already been set up. So at Primal headquarters, when you place your order, I'll show you on the website right now what happens. So you basically go to select your vehicle. You get to choose a color. So they've got multiple color options available in this. I believe you've got the red, white, you've got a green, you've got a purple and a black. So you do get to choose your colors. Once you've chosen your colors, you get to choose a bonnet. So the bonnets are interchangeable on these cars. I believe they come with 3 or 4 different types of bonnets and you can choose which bonnet you want installed before you receive your car. So pre-installation, they will install the bonnet for you. Then going down, you can check what this vehicle's available in. You can get this as a rolling chassis. You can get it as a brushless motor setup. And then you have 3 engine configurations available as well. So you got the Zenoah, the Barleton, and then you got the Taylor 35. So you can literally pick which engine setup you physically want. And then what Prime will do is basically take the time to build the vehicle up to your specification. If you want any added extras put on, they will put them on there when you've purchased them. And then from there, they ship it out and it comes wrapped like this. How incredible is that? So there's actually some thought process gone between you making the order and you receiving this. This vehicle has been worked on to make sure you're getting the absolute highest of qualities when it lands at your doorstep. So I'm going to go through everything that it comes with. You got a white box here. Now this white box I've not opened, it's just come like this. So let's see what's in here. Right, so in this box you get some 3M tape. Now I believe this looks like some sort of double-sided tape. Not sure what that's for, maybe to stick on different bonnets, but you get a roll of 3M tape. You do get a spark plug remover along with a Phillips screwdriver on the other end. You do get a bumper protector. This basically goes at the bottom of the bumper. You can see they've installed a yellow one on. You can actually ask them if you want the black one, etc. on as well. Some springs. So as you can see, you've got a set of coil springs there. And you've got a set there. So you've got front and rears. And you've got different strengths of springs. Oh, you've got to love the way Primal do this. You get yourself a 24mm socket. You get a wrench for it. And you get some Allen keys. How incredible is that? How many RC companies do you know that give you proper tools? Here I have got 2 Allen bolts. I'm not 100% sure what these are for, but you do get them. You get a box here. In this white box, let's open it up and see what's in here. And it's a charger. So you do get a charger. And you do also get an adapter. So this adapter is an XT60 to a Dean's adapter. That comes in here. And the reason why it's an XT60 to Dean's is because you get a charger that's a Dean's connector. Now, personally, I won't be using this charger because I've got my own chargers. But for those of you that want an RTR vehicle and you don't have a charger, you do get a charger. However, the plug is a USA plug. Just so you're aware, so you would need to get an adapter to convert that. Also get a controller. So the controller, I believe, is a FlySky. This should be the GT5, and I believe it's the same controller they give you with the Ram. And now these are really good controllers, to be fair. You can do a lot of mixing, etc. with them. Yeah, they're pretty cool. So I'm just going to open this up just to show you guys. Yeah, it's the FlySky GT5, as you can see there. And if you ain't seen these, you've probably seen one on my channel when I basically use my raminator. They've got loads of features. Like I said, on the raminator, you can mix it to use 4-wheel steer. You can use it for crawling. You can independent rear steering, independent front steering, 4-wheel steer, crab. Whatever you want. It's absolutely epic for what it is. Now, the controller itself is really, really nice. You do get a nice rubber grip. You do get a different grip as well. Now, that one is a replacement for this if this wears out. The controller, like I said, feels really, really nice, quite comfortable. You can flick all the channels pretty straightforward, quite easily. The only thing you can't do is control it single-handedly because the steering's actually quite far away. You've got a nice foam grip on the wheel. On the top here, you've got mixes for channel 5 and channel 6. You do have a full LCD screen with plenty of options. Now, there's plenty of videos online with the FlySky GT5. Be sure to check them out if you want to know more about this controller. If I talk about it, this video is going to go on forever. But yeah, you've got a nice toggle jog wheel here. Absolutely fantastic. Now, it does take 4 AA batteries that sit at the bottom on the base of the controller. Comes with a bind plug and also the instruction manuals for the controller itself. You do also get a set of rear tires, which is actually a nice touch. As you guys are aware, this was originally supposed to be a drag car when they released it. However, a lot of people complained that they would much prefer this as a touring car or a track car or a scale car compared to a drag car. They wanted suspension that actually moved, and people didn't want the solid rear axle. So Primal redesigned this basically to make it what it is today. If you haven't seen the video where we went to New York City, be sure to check that out. I will put a link at the end of this video. Be sure to check it out. And like I said, you can see the full specifications and the story and history behind this on there. So yeah, you get a set of second tires. This is obviously a burnout queen. It's a rear wheel drive monster. And yeah, you're going to get through a set of tires quite easily. So you do get an extra set of tires. You get some bonnets, or should I say hoods, as they call them in America. So you do get the option of the Demon hood, which is what's already installed. Everyone picks the Demon hood. It's probably the best looking one, hence everyone goes for it. You've got this one, you've got this one, and you've got this one, and then this one here works alongside this one here. So yeah, you got like 4 different options of basically bonnets. Crazy. A warning certificate just here, just telling you basically make sure you plug in your battery when you charge the physical car, because if you do not plug in your battery, the power is going straight to the receiver and you will fry your receiver, because everything is connected internally through a separate battery box. You need to make sure first thing you do is when you open this car is connect your battery before you put it on charge. This does come with an instruction manual. These instruction manuals are absolutely incredible. Now, they have helped me hell of a lot in the past on the raminator, when you're wrenching, when you're literally getting down and rebuilding that thing. Guys, as you know, I put a Taylor ATCC engine in there and the manuals came in very handy. This is the same sort of thing. So you do get a decent set of manuals with this as well. And you get a full decal kit. So this decal kit is optional. You don't have to put it on if you don't want to, but it comes with literally like 4 or 5 decal sheets. Now, some of the decals have been applied, and I believe they're like your trims around the windows, your mirrors, etc. Them decals have been applied, but there are loads more decals in there that you can apply if you want to. How incredible does this look? Now, I went for the purple. Simple reason being, it was a little bit different. It's not something that I've got in my car collection in terms of colours. Other than, I think the only closest thing I've probably got is there's a Escort Cosworth, which is more like a bluey purple. I didn't have a purple. I did originally like the lime green, but I know a fair few people have bought the lime green, and any videos you see on the internet are with the lime green. So I thought I'd be a bit different and picked up the purple. This thing looks absolutely phenomenal. What I'm going to do is pull the camera in, show you all the scale details. We'll take the body off. We'll check out the carbon chassis. I'll show you exactly what options I went for and the reasons behind them. Yeah, let's get into this. So starting from the rear quarter, look how incredible that looks. First thing that I noticed that stands out are them disc brakes. Look at them. The calipers in red with Primal RC on them, with some fantastic looking disc brakes coming across the body. Realistic looking handle. Inside you can see the engine, etc. So they are tinted windows on this. You do have a mirror coming across the door. It looks fantastic. Even the way the moldings have been done for this look absolutely wicked. Just look at the door line. Incredible, right? Coming around to the front, you've got the front wheel there. Once again, disc brakes with the branding on there, looking absolutely immense. Coming over to the front, and this is where it gets serious. Look how cool that front end looks. Them headlights, absolutely amazing. Look at the detail on that. Incredible. So you've got your front grille there, your other headlights, lower grills. Now this is your front bumper chassis protector. They do give you 2 different guards like I showed you before. You get the black one, or you can have this yellow one put on. Looks absolutely incredible. Now this is the Demon hood that I chose to put on. As you can see, you go all the way towards the top and you've got your wiper blades. You can see absolutely everything inside, going over the roof and then over to the rear end where you've got your ducktail spoiler. So coming down the other side, you have got a different scale detail here. You've got the petrol tank, or should I say gas tank, just there. Looks absolutely epic. You do have some side marker lights, as you can see there on the bumper. In the UK, we don't get them on our cars, but over in the States, every car has them. Coming over to the back, how epic do these lights look? They look absolutely fantastic. You've got the spoiler at the top just there. You do have a recess here for a number plate. And yes, as you guys can see, you've got 2 fantastic looking exhausts on either end. And that's one of the main reasons, believe it or not, I went for a petrol car over the electric, just because of the realism. So just showing you guys inside of the body, these party tricks keep coming. Check this out. So that is a clipless system. As you can see just there, you've got the rollers on either side, same over on the rear. Now these rollers lock into a point on the chassis where it just literally you push the actual body on and it holds. You have got some wiring going across to each light, as you can see, going there to the rear, over to the front marker lights, front headlights, and the lights actually connecting to this box here, which is all connector free and literally magnetizes onto the actual vehicle itself. So there's the other side of the system. As you can see, no messing around with wires moving forward, literally just clip the body off. Absolutely incredible. And here you can see the other part of the clipless body system up on the shock towers. Looking at this car, everything screams out quality. Now here you can see the metal front bumper, as you can see just here, and you do have the yellow strip like I said. Now these brackets that they've got here, I believe these are for them 2 bolts. Now these will probably be to bolt the front of the body in to prevent it from lifting. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I believe they're for. You got a nice front foam bumper there. Now this is solid. The Challenger logo just there, looking incredible. Tires. The tires look very scale. They feel like they're very, very soft and very scale looking, 100%. This chassis is completely carbon fiber, as you can see all the way across. You do have coilover front shocks just there, and the suspension itself, it is stiff, but it's operative and it works as it should for an on-road car. It is completely adjustable. If you have a look here, you can see all your turnbuckles, etc. are adjustable. You do have an anti-roll bar, as you can see just there, coming from a link going all the way across and around the front and over to the other side, just above that lower wishbone. You do have a nice solid servo saver there. Loads of billet aluminium on this. This thing is so incredible. Now having a look on the inside of the wheel just here, you can see your disc brake and your rotor. The hubs themselves are billet aluminium. These are the things that we upgrade on other RCs to make them look this incredible, and this comes like this out the box. Absolutely epic. You got turnbuckles there for some adjustment. Coming over the front, over the top, you got your steering servo. Now this is a 100 kilo steering servo, hence they've only got one, and I believe it's more than adequate for the job. You do have 2 cables running at the top here. Now these are for your front disc brakes, however they run to 2 servos. So the way these servos operate, the front servo is for line lock. So when you put that into action, it only locks the front wheels, which allows you to do burnouts on the spot. The second servo is your throttle servo, which is connected to your engine, which we'll talk about in a second. But at the same time, you press reverse or down on that, that will basically activate the brakes. So it'll activate all 4 brakes when you press that. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, where's the rear brakes connected? Because we can see the cable just here for the front brakes. That there is for your throttle, but if you follow that all the way back down here, you can see another connector here going to your rear cables for your rear disc brakes. Over on the side of the car, you do have these aluminium brackets. Now these are to support the body so it doesn't flap about. You do get some Velcro, which is double-sided, so literally take that bit off and apply it to the vehicle body. Once that's applied, your body will Velcro onto this aluminium plate. I'll show you the other one on the other end, and that'll stop it flapping about. This chassis is completely adjustable, so you can see some splits in the chassis. So it does come in, I believe, 3 different parts, and it's completely adjustable. So you literally take these bolts out, a couple of other bolts, and you can make this chassis longer, or you can make it shorter, which is perfect if you want to put something like the raminator body on this. Believe it or not, you can fit a truck body on this, looking squatted. If you haven't seen, like I said, my New York video, go check that out. It's all on there. You have got a truck body on a Challenger. Coming over here is a new Primal box electronic system. So at the top, you've got a battery indicator showing you your voltage. Here, I believe, is your charging port with an XT60 connector. You've got your antenna sticking up just here, as you can see. And all the wiring loom goes through into the box there. So your spur and pinion gear are encased with this billet aluminium casing. How incredible is that? On a 5th scale car, you don't normally get anything like that. The gears are normally exposed and you normally just get a plastic cover, which is an extra part that you just got to put on. I like the fact that that's billet and all your gears are concealed. Having a look at this here, you've got a huge gas tank, or should I say petrol tank, and I believe this will last you a very long time. The engine itself that I went for was a Zenoah 32. And the reason I went for the Zenoah 32, the actual 32 Zenoah engine is really good value for money. It's quite torquey, it's a pokey engine, it's not like your CY engines, etc. It is a very good engine. You can get the bolt-on upgrade engine, which is basically a Zenoah 32 that has been ported. So that's your next option, or you can go for the Taylor 35. Now, in my opinion, I would either go for the Zenoah or the Taylor 35. However, I wanted to start with this, and if I upgrade this, I'll see how much power extra the Taylor 35 gives. To be fair, I don't think it'll be that much different, and I don't think it'll be that much quicker with the Taylor 35. The engines are there or thereabouts on par, to be fair. The only things that are different, that will make a difference, is the porting, like I said, and intakes, maybe carbs, just a few adjustments. So the intake on this, you don't get no cone filter, etc., which you can always put on, but it is just a standard intake in a box. Here you have got your choke, etc., all there. And coming across here, you have got a fantastic looking exhaust system. Now, you guys seen this from the rear. It looked epic, and it still looks incredible when you take the shell off as well. So looking at the exhaust from the back, how cool does that look? You do have a carbon fiber diffuser, as you can see just here. That's part of the chassis. The exhaust system runs straight through, no restrictions there, and going into your end cans. The rear suspension, once again, completely adjustable and more than adequate to do the job. You have got adjustments on your toe and camber, as you can see there. You've got some solid drive shafts there. Check them out. Look at the size of them drive shafts. Absolutely epic. You got an anti-roll bar there. Just look at the components. Look at the ball joints on them anti-roll bars. Incredible. Billet lower wishbone. Just there. Going over. You see the anti-roll bar coming there with a solid billet aluminium diff casing. This car is absolutely incredible. When I seen it, I knew I had to get one. It wasn't a want, it was definitely a need. Here you can see the Zenoah 32 sign of the engine. It's a Japanese engine, really good quality. These come with a kill switch fitted from Primal. Just to show you the steering servo there, showing it's a high voltage 100 kg servo. And that's the same servo that they've used for the throttle there as well. This is the new battery box. On and off switch is just here. Nice and simple, but your connection for charger is there, so you don't have to actually ever open this up. Before you decide to put a charger in there, please open these bolts, check everything, connect the battery, and only then charge it, because you will blow your receiver. So that's just a hint for you guys out there. But overall, it looks epic. Let's have a look underneath. So underneath, you've got your front bumper there. Pure carbon chassis. They've thought of everything. They've got a billet skid plate just here, thinking that obviously if you're going to scrape anything, you're going to scrape the lowest point. So that's a fantastic advantage just there. Once again, billet all the way across, everywhere you can see, along with carbon fiber. Loads of holes here, and these holes are for chassis adjustments. So you can adjust the chassis, you can adjust the wheelbase, so you can move your front wishbones from there to there, argument's sake, or you can move your chassis in and make it a shorter wheelbase, or move it out and make it a longer wheelbase. There's so many configurations. So you've got the front piece of the chassis, you've got a center piece there, and then there's another joint just there. and then you've got your rear diffuser. So it comes in 4 pieces. 3 are main, and then the 4th one is just the rear diffuser. How cool is that? Full carbon fiber. So I've just powered the car on. I'm going to show you the lights in a second. Just wanted to take the opportunity to show you guys the digital gauge there on the battery and how good this servo actually is. So it's a 100 kilo servo, and I believe this car is quite heavy. And it's more than adequate for the job, to be fair. This car, don't get me wrong, this is heavy. And it moves this thing, no problem. Quick enough. Can't complain with that. Same with the throttle, brake. Yeah, can't go wrong there. Right, let's check out the lights. So going through the different lighting options, how cool do these lights look? Check out the marker lights, the headlights. They look epic. So I'll show you the front first. So this is your just your side lights, your headlights themselves, as you can see. There's your halo lights. They look absolutely incredible. The car just looks completely evil, most definitely. Look at that. Now that's your full beam on as well, your halos on. Woo, the thing looks crazy. Now you can also have your indicators on permanently, so they act like side lights, as you can see there. And you can switch it back and have your headlights on as well as that. So this is different type of configurations you can do. You can have them scrolling around like this as well. There's many different options. I'd probably use this if you were drifting and you were in some smoke, as you see at shows. And then you're back to standard. Let's check out the rear. So you do have your side marker lights, as you can see. Check out the rear lights. Let's see if I can get these on. There you go. So there's your backlights on. And flick through the different modes. So I'm not sure if there's any other modes on the rear. You do have your reverse lights. So you flick it into reverse, the reverse lights come on. Indicators, rear indicators. So scale looking. And you can have hazards on as well if you want hazards on. There you go. There's your hazard. So you just flick left twice and they come on. You flick it again and it should go off. There you go. So believe it or not, this car was actually designed off a CAD drawing. So this is a licensed vehicle. Primal got the CAD drawing from Dodge directly, and they literally just scaled it down and made it this incredible beast. What an amazing piece of kit this is. Looks absolutely incredible. The detail gone into this chassis, I don't believe there's any other RC that you can buy as an RTR with that much detail on the chassis for that price. Now, if you did make an RC car, putting that much billet aluminium, that much carbon fiber on it, I believe it would probably cost you twice the price of this. So in that respect, this is really great value for money. Absolutely incredible. Also, there's a few channels that have showcased these. I believe there's only probably 1 or 2 others in the UK that have showcased them. And no one has gone through the detail of unboxing it and showing you guys what you physically get when you purchase one of these. Everyone's always excited to go out and run them. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited to go out and get this ran. But I had to show you guys and share the journey with you and show you what you physically get when you purchase a beast like this. Absolutely incredible. So the next step for me on this car is going to be running it in. Once I've ran it in, I'll probably do that off camera because I'm not going to bore you guys running it in. People are very opinionated when it comes to running engines in. Some people won't run them in. They'll put your 2-stroke mix in and go for it full send, where others will basically run a tank of fuel through before they start opening up the throttle. There ain't no wrong or right answer to this. For example, you buy yourself a chainsaw, what do? You bought it for a purpose. You put your 2-stroke mix in and off you go. literally cut through a tree on full RPM, where you buy yourself a brand new car, for example, and what do they tell you to do? Run it in for the first 1,000 miles, change the oil, and then open up the RPM. But up until then, be restricted to a certain RPM. So there's no wrong or right answer, but the safe answer would be just to run it in, right? It ain't gonna kill anyone. So I'm gonna take the time out, just run a tank of fuel through this, get this engine running, nice and open. And once that's done, I'm gonna catch you back on the camera in the next video, and we're gonna go for a blast with this and see how we get on. Now, also, another thing that these cars do suffer from is a lot of wheel spin on the back end. They get very tail happy. So that's why I know the Zenoah 32 is more than powerful enough, because it's hard to control a rear wheel drive powerful car. So what I've also brought is high speed gearing for this, to basically calm the rear wheel spin down but pick up the top end speed. So I have got some additional gearing for this. I will be putting that in, but not on the first run. Maybe after a couple of runs I'll put the high speed gearing in and see what difference it actually makes to the car. But guys, wow, what a journey from New York City to sitting here with a Challenger. If you've enjoyed this content, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to smash that notification button, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.